have in the studio already Fifi Coleman, who is an actor, he's a creative, and also the founder of the Private Actors Welfare Scheme. I have Abina Ruthie, gospel musician and second vice president of Musica. I have Uncle Ken, my favorite uncle. He's a veteran broadcaster, former artist manager, host of Ken's Music Mix on Joy FM, host of Jazz on Joy. He's been doing this for 50 years. Sorry. I have Chief Moomin, who is a creative entrepreneur. He is a poet, playwright. He is a curator of Mansa World. Then first time in the studio is an insurance consultant. I knew him as an MC. I didn't know he was an insurance consultant. Isaac Amuya is here with us as well. Let me say hi to everybody. Hello. Fee.
Yep.
Big boss, how are you?
Oh, hanging in there.
Yeah. Were you at any event yesterday?
Yes.
Kwabena?
Nope.
Which one?
The one at my house.
How did it go?
It went great. It was very, very celebratory. Trust me.
Can you break it down?
I have breaking it down would not be for your audience.
We need to have which part of the house.
The whole house.
All right, Fifi Koma is here with us, an actor, and he launched a welfare scheme. How many? About a month or so ago, or two ago.
Yeah.
Yes, and let me say hi to Abina Ruthie. Hello.
Hi.
How is Musica doing?
We're doing very well. What can I say? We're doing very well. Yes.
Are you having more members?
Yes, we are.
People are joining.
Oh yes.
Okay, and then Isaac,
Hi.
the MC insurance consultant. Broker. How are you?
I'm good. Yourself.
How is the MCing job, doing on your side?
Honestly, I don't do much of that.
You stopped?
Oh, I've not stopped because I do for family and friends.
Okay.
Yeah, but because of celebrities like you, we the locals don't get a gigs.
No, these are the celebrities, please. So apart from the fact that you are into insurance and all that, you're also a creative, because MCing is also a skill and an art, if you like.
Okay.
So you are here not just as somebody who is coming to give us education on insurance, but you're also a creative, one way or the other.
Yeah, I get it.
Okay, so we are having a conversation today on how to establish or create welfare policies for creatives. Now, let me start with Abina Ruthie. I know that Musica has a welfare scheme or policy with,
Yes, we do.
with SIC.
Okay, so that's the insurance bit.
That's the insurance. So you have okay, explain to us.
Right. So we have the insurance. I mean, a life insurance policy with SIC, and then internally at our various regions, we have our own Intobwa,
Contributions.
For our welfare internally. I mean, so SIC gives us a premium to pay, and then something very small.
Yeah.
We don't take it from the dues. You're supposed to give that as an add-on, and so it's not really compulsory. Now I say that because it's not everybody who appreciates insurance.
Okay. We will go step by step. Okay, so you have a welfare.
Yes.
And every member contributes to that. It's
Supposed
to contribute to that.
Supposed to.
There is insurance.
Yes.
So if you want to do welfare plus insurance, you pay more than you would pay for just welfare.
Oh yes. So the education here is and I'm not doing saying quite. If you have more in times of trouble, it helps you, it cushions you.
Okay.
And so we try to convince them to do all that they can to save.
Okay.
In times of need. so that they can use it.
So how much do you pay as welfare dues?
Welfare dues.
Every member.
So it's different for each region.
Oh,
Ashanti
okay.
region, it's dependent on the strength of the people. So Ashanti region has a peculiar thing they do as Ashantis, they can pay 20 cedis, they can pay 10 cedis, depending on how they group you. Greater Accra has what they're doing as a region. Volta region has something they're doing. But for the insurance, it's across the board.
Oh.
It's across the board. 100 cedis is the premium each person pays, and you're
For
entitled to.
For how long?
So it's yearly.
Every year you pay 100 Ghana cedis.
You're supposed to pay 100 Ghana cedis as part of your dues, so that you can be entitled to a whole range of support during, when you are incapacitated, when you're bereaved, and all that. Yeah.
So have some of the members gotten benefits from
Oh
this
yes,
already?
they have. Yes, they have. So from the regions, we have Volta region. Some people benefiting from there, Greater Accra. Some people benefiting from there, and all that.
Okay, so I should ask you some of the things that these the insurance policy gives to the members in times of sickness, and which other instances?
Okay, so we have death of a member, permanent disability, emergency medical expense, critical illness, spouse benefit, parental benefits, child benefit.
Okay.
These are the things.
The insurance.
Yes, the insurance.
Okay.
The insurance. So for welfare, it's like an add-on. I come to report that my child is sick, and if the insurance would not be sufficient, I can benefit from the internal welfare to add on. So that's what is happening.
And some are paying like 20 cedis.
So like I said, the amount differs.
You said regions.
Yes.
Across
So
the very region.
I wouldn't want to put a figure across because
Okay.
for the north like this, it can be as low as 5 cities. It differs. It's an internal thing they have designed to help themselves.
Okay.
But
Okay.
for the insurance, because it is regulated by an institution,
Yeah.
it is one across the board. And we don't want to, put any figure out there for all regions for their
I get it.
welfare, because
I get it.
our strengths are different.
Yeah.
What we all are able to gather at the end of the day differ,
Yeah.
dependent on where you are.
Okay, let me come to Mr. Coleman. Coleman launched a private actors welfare scheme about 2 months or so ago. What was the inspiration, Mr. Coleman?
The inspiration is why you call all of us here
Okay.
today. The inspiration is why we have a family meeting today. Like the Bushapenian has called all of us that we cannot keep washing our dirty linen in public. That's the thing. That's what we're trying to avoid. It's become one too many. And because of the information out there and the education around insurance and how actors, because that's where my thing is, around are perceived, and the idea of, if I see the person on TV, there is no way that they shouldn't be able to afford something, and then they can't pick trotro to go anywhere. The idea, the mentality that the viewing public they have of people who are on the screens and people who are doing this, and is skewed towards the fact that they cannot. The idea is that you don't even say you can't afford something, and it has brought about this issue where, should an actor be in need, should there be an emergency, should there be anything that requires money, funds, whatever it is, you cannot go out there to solicit for it without having to get the usual whose money do you want to take care of you? You're walking around, we see you on TV, and I hear you're begging us for money. What did you do with your money? All of that. So like the misinformation of what they think we are, what we do, versus our own education in the past as to what it meant to be insured, what it meant to have a scheme that protects you in times of need, and all that. The lack of, has brought us here. And the idea of the fund was just to come to a position where we don't want to wash it outside again. We want to wash it internally. We want to speak to ourselves and figure out how we can help ourselves without having to necessarily go to. And if somebody has to go to the public, it is not the actor, the alien actor. It is not the one who is injured. It is not the one who is in a sick bed who is plastered all over social media, or it's not the one who's actually, making a statement to the public saying, "I am here. Please come and help me." That we want to cut that out.
Okay, so since the launch, how many people have come on board to sign up to this scheme?
So I get that question a lot. What happens is that at the launch we had an eye opener to something.
All right.
We jumped into life.
Okay.
We jumped into life, and then we had a whole discussion. I think maybe a whole 1 hour at the launch, a big debate with our partner company and everything. And everybody said, "Okay, we understand life and we want to keep life, but add health to it for us." Health is very important to us because that is where we mostly go. Life is like when I pass away. I'm very happy that when I pass away, there is something to cushion my family, my children, my wife, all of that. I'm very happy about that. I need that. But currently, what is actually ailing me is health. That is where my questions are. So we came to the companies and then pause came together to say, how do we merge the two?
All right.
How do we get a policy with single premium, but that premium qualifies you for life and health? And so that is where we are right now. Currently, let's say everybody who came there automatically have signed up. Everybody you saw there automatically a member.
Wow.
That's it. Yes. That's how.
Including Mauli Semevo?
Yes, including Mauli. But here's the catch is that, when this happened, and I remember him so well from that day, and how, questions and answers, and how he was so active and, passionate about how he wants to secure his future. He wants to be there to cushion his health and everything, right? And then this happens. And it's just like, okay, well.
Okay. So for those of you who don't know what we're talking about with regards to Mauli Semevo, so we heard the news, I think a week ago, that he had sustained some serious burns, and I spoke to actor Ken Fiati a few days ago, and he told me he's doing quite well, but they still need a lot of money. Yeah, they put out a Momo number that people can donate to help this cause, and I think before we close we would put that out as well. So there were accidents. Sometimes it's not as though somebody didn't live a good life. Anything can happen, and that is why we need some of these discussions to go on. Let me turn to the insurance expert right here. Which types of insurance policies would you advise creatives to sign up to?
I think so far I've heard quite refreshing information from Ruth and Fifi.
Yeah.
And I think the industry is doing very well and in the right direction. They are really on top of my mind what we call the health insurance, as Fifi was trying to say.
Okay.
Yeah, health insurance, which it's going to be a little bit expensive. That's the truth. But you can't put a value on health. When you're not well, you're not well. Okay. And we just need money, and nothing can stop that. So it's going to be a little bit expensive, and we need to be ready for that. And also we have things like critical illness. We have accidents like what has happened to the senior man in the industry. Then we have the welfare plan, those that are done in the group. Now, what Ruth was saying earlier, she said they have the insurance one, they have what she called the Intuba.
Yes.
So the Intuba is more like the informal insurance.
Sure.
The Intuba is more like it. So that the insurance got its the base, the foundation from that kind of Intuba thing. So I think we're on the right path. So first of all, the critical illness one, because these are the things that just knock somebody off, and we need 100,000 cities, we need 50,000 cities, we need 200,000 cities. And they are very affordable. Critical illness, very, very affordable. And the good thing about critical illness policies is that, when you pay and you hit, depending on the TNCs of the policy, either 50 or 60, and you've not claimed, the money is given back to you.
Okay.
What you've paid is given back to you, sometimes with some small interest. So I think to start with, we need to be very clear and accept the critical illness part, and everybody should be on it.
let's take a creative who hardly gets gigs or gets shows to play, or somebody whose words are not really selling like that. They don't have regular income. How do they get onto policies like that?
First of all, if you don't have regular income, then we need to find ways of you getting regular income. I mean, we can't jump that step. We need to find ways for you to be getting regular income, because there are more essential things of life than the critical illness. I mean, you have to be eating well, you have to take care of your bills, the basic bills. So we need to find ways of you getting regular income. But I even doubt if there's any creative who is living on that kind of way. Like, you don't know where the next mail is coming from, where the next payment is coming from.
There are. When we talk about creatives, it's a very broad industry. You know, some are artisans, some are photographers, a lot of them. So there are various, individuals in the ecosystem when it comes to creatives. So there are some people who are really not doing so well in that regard.
Okay, so something just crossed my mind.
Yeah.
Perhaps the person is not making regular income, but the money comes in blocks.
Okay.
Like
Seasonal income.
Seasonal income.
Like our chairman.
So what advice would you give to somebody whose money whose money can come like huge
So
once in a while?
The premiums are paid monthly, annually. So you can choose, okay, every year the total premium for me is say 5,000. I can pay it now. Let me pay for 1 year. For the next 12 months, I know I don't owe you premium. And I'm sure by the time we hit the 12 months, by all means, something else.
You get a gig, let's say 500,000 Ghana cedis. Then you take some.
Yes. And there's a product that I wanted to talk about, what we call the annuity.
Okay.
It's more like the pension plan. So what they do is that they take a lump sum from you, say 100,000, 50,000. Now, the insurance companies keep that money till, say, you are 50 years or 60 years. Then when you hit that 50 years, that's the maturity for that particular policy. Then they start paying you some agreed amount every month for life. So that works for somebody who doesn't have regular income but receives in blocks like Chief.
Like Chief, exactly. Let me come to Chief. Like Chief has been doing, staging big plays here and there, some in America, some in. So let me ask Chief a practical, question. Yeah, are you signed on to or signed up to any particular insurance scheme for yourself? One for your people, for your cast?
No, actually, I have never been on any insurance scheme.
Okay.
In fact, I don't even have savings, actually. And that's the reality of the path that we are on.
No, wait.
No, man,
You are saying Chief Numen doesn't have savings.
No.
You're not
Since I
signed
started as
to
an
any
entrepreneur,
policy, insurance policy.
I've never had any savings. In fact, I've always been in debt, actually. For well over a decade now. At any point in time, I've always.
You mean you don't keep your money in the bank?
No,
But
money comes, but it goes as quickly as it comes, because you are turning it over from one project to another, right? But I'm a peculiar case, because I know that when the block comes, it will be that kind of life transforming block that would make the weights, how do you call it, worth it. So we have started just right now discussing, especially. And I have to start by acknowledging Mauli Simevo, because he's a very instrumental member of our team. And we're actually on this show when my team members were informed and they rushed to the hospital, and they didn't even tell me because I was on air, so they felt that it would, disrupt my mood and everything. So it was only after I'd left the show that I got to hear about it. And so we're praying for his speedy recovery. It's pretty much an intense 44% burns. His building was on fire. Which brings about this thing where in Ghana we're all barricaded in our house because of security. So he had no escape than to walk through the fire, through his door out. And so we are really praying for his good health. But it's brought up this issue of about, especially for those of us in this space, the regularity of income. A lot of artists live from hand to mouth. and people I've worked with over the years, and that's one of the things that has actually inspired me to be on this journey I've been on.
Yeah.
Because I've worked with people for so many years, and there's really nothing to show, because they jump from one project to project and they collect the small monies, they take care of their everyday lives, and that is it. So if something major happens to that person now, in and of themselves, it will be difficult for themselves to take care of it unless they're able to rely on family and friends and some of these things, right? So for me, I've always said that we need to be on a path of sustainability. We need to be able to build a business where people are on retainer, right? I am not sure of how many, probably with the exception of Uncle Ebo White and maybe a few of the major ones. I'm not sure about Fifi's establishment. I'm not sure there, for example, in the world of theater, there are a lot of theater people who are on retainer. So you see that on every monthly basis, I'm at least getting an income from my production company, right? Because most of the actors actually move from production to production. But we are building an industry to a point where we should be able to do that with the work that we are now doing, because we are formalizing that space. Hitherto, it's been a very difficult terrain, right? I keep on saying that hardly any theater production company in Ghana today is making any serious money. Most of us are in it for the passion and the love and the belief in what it can be and what we are building, right? So probably with the exception, and I always say this advisedly because Uncle Ebo White is an exception. He has been doing this regularly for at least every quarter for over 10 years. So he has his systems and his structures, and he's built a lot of businesses around it, I suppose, right? So you realize that when an industry is not as formalized and it's not as viable as we are now investing and building, what do you make of the people who are in there? So for me, the most important thing is that it comes down to personal education, right? It's about understanding, you taking personal responsibility for yourself, understanding that, yes, I may not be in an industry where I'm getting regular income, but at least I'm moving from one project to another. Even if it is a few coins I get, what am I making out of that coins? And we've been started at least providing some orientation to our people. Okay. Because even though you're not on retainer, but when we take a look at projects that we've done, and we've run from our local to international projects, within like a given year, the amount of money that some people can at least make out of the project may even be equivalent to some people what you make on a monthly basis if you calculate it on an annual basis, or sometimes even more. So, right, what kind of personal responsibility are we taking on ourselves? And I know that now the insurance companies themselves are trying to create or are creating products, for people like us who may not have, regular incomes, but are at least able to sign on to a premium where you don't have to pay regularly, at least, but you can pay maybe every year or every 6 months. I'm sure those interventions are now being created. I think that we are in an era of awareness creation. Yeah. Let's not forget that there's a whole generation that we have seen who went through the arts and are now at their mature angle, especially post our independence. Yeah. And we can see the challenges that they are facing. And these challenges that they are facing has become a great lesson to those of us in this generation now who are essentially on the same path. But the great thing about it is that we now have more access to information than before. So our generation should not have an excuse if we end up like the previous generation, because they may not have had access to information, access to as much opportunity as possible. A lot of them even, and that it's now that art is gaining some degree of acceptance. Back then, if you're even doing art, sometimes you're even seen as a reference. Sometimes your parents would even discourage you. So it is now that there's a growing understanding of what this industry can be, and that with international, examples, people have made their livelihoods. Intellectual property is a huge area that if we put in the right mechanism. So I would say that we are now in the process of that transformation of that information. Look at this great initiative my brother Fifi has put in place. When I saw that, I was really, really impressed. I said, okay, there's something that we should all take care of. So I think that now it's about time for us now to start making those decisions and start, engaging interventions towards our future, because like joke, we are growing. But before you realize 10 years has passed. Yeah. And before you blink, another 10 years has passed. I know that Uncle Ken in his funk days, playing his 12 decades. I knew you were going to come. Before he blinked, he's now an Uncle Ken. Very soon you'll be calling me Uncle Chief. So I guess that it is now a matter of personal responsibility, and there's something that has come to mind, especially for my team now and what happened to some of us, because a lot of us are living from hand to mouth. Yeah. But I think that by the end of this year, we'll have a much more established structure, at least for my personal where I'm coming from.
Yeah.
Because we've been engaging, for investment and all of that, and I think that will help for us to have a much, because we want to run it like a company, like you have you have employees, you have monthly salaries, you have paying SNET and all of that. That's the big challenge, is because we're unable to run major entertainment and cultural institutions like major companies, where at least you have an annual turnover, and so you can project, okay, there's a number of people you can employ. But I think that we are getting to that point where we should be able to do, at least from my side. But for the rider industry, I think largely it has to be a matter of personal responsibility, but based on all the interventions that we are now seeing from the insurance companies and from initiatives like what Fifi has put in place.
Okay, thank you, Chief Mumin. Let's get to Uncle Ken and take some advice from him.
What sort of advice?
Oh, Uncle Ken, you've been through it.
How have you remained dapper? Unaffected,
That's a
Exactly.
different question.
Okay,
Kwame,
you go ahead before I ask my question.
I want to congratulate Fifi.
Fifi.
I've never met him. This is the first time I'm meeting Fifi.
Are you serious?
Yes.
I've listened to him some.
Yes. And I've also listened to him on hits.
Yeah.
And
in
other
the morning,
radio stations. And I followed him. I followed his theater works that he's been embarking on. And I think he's one hard-working gentleman.
Very, 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 very.
And I really, really like people like him. This initiative that he's embarked on is great. But I'm asking myself, the people for whom he wants to establish this initiative, are they ready to go along with him?
That's a big question.
Exactly. Yeah. Can I answer that?
Yes, please do.
Yeah, answer before we
So
go.
it's very interesting that you ask that question. The people for whom you're doing this, the catch is that some of these, as we were deliberating before the launch and everything, it's like if they had money to pay for insurance, they would have done it.
Oh.
Yes, I mean,
Okay.
if they had enough, if they were not living from hand to mouth, if they're not doing all of those things, they would have already been secured and insured. I'm not the one going to launch a product for them. So, hence, the mechanism around what we are doing now is that we say support a veteran, hold the hand of a veteran. And again, we are established in such a way that the monies that the people, the older, who didn't get a chance to be insured to pay for premium, do not come from them.
Right.
Okay.
They're not the ones to pay that money for that. All you need to do is to sign up. So I take your case and I take your case to Chief. And I say, Chief, here's a proposal on your next Monster World outside program. Are you able to just give me $200?
I'm a $200 done.
You see, $200. No. $200. If you care to know, I will tell you who it's going to. Many people that I have approached, they don't want to know. Like I said, Kofi, I want to pay for 5 people, but I don't want to know who they are.
All right.
So that is how we are doing this. And it's us, we the younger ones who have the wherewithal now, who have been blessed now, who we can actually, yes, like I said, we're not actually making big profits from the box office in theater. No, it's not happening.
Okay.
Right? But other businesses, we got we were educated enough. We understood insurance at an earlier stage before and all of that thing. So there is something small. There are people out there who wants to help these people, but they do not know how to. So I walk up to you and say, listen, I'm begging you. You do know this person, like whatever it is. We're trying to support this person, whatever. The premium for this person is 400 Ghana cedis a year. That is your fuel for 2 days.
And you see, Fifi, that is one of my worries. Abna, when she was speaking about what music are doing, mentioned such low figures as
The insurance is
50
100.
Ghana
The
cedis
insurance is
and
100.
The insurance
The insurance is 100, but the
Insurance is
welfare
100.
differs.
Welfare
Yeah.
differs. And if you are paying such low figures for welfare,
Yeah.
How much will you
As
take
pre-
out?
Yes. How much are you taking home?
Yeah.
how much are you
I
expecting?
mean, that's why we push for the numbers.
Yes.
Yeah, that's why we push
Yeah.
for the numbers. So we keep encouraging them to
Okay,
come in
to
their
come in
numbers.
their
That's
numbers
how
to
you'll be
join
able.
the scheme.
Exactly.
So the group policy thing, the thing with the group policy thing is that they cap it. They cap it for you because there's a lot of you.
Yeah.
I mean, so because there's a lot of you, then you can pay that amount, yet your payout is that amount of money.
Right.
But I also realized, like from what you're saying, and it's very interesting that it came from the same people we are trying to create this for. They were like, Charlie, 40,000 there, you know what I'm saying? So let's increase the premium.
Right.
We do know maybe somebody will be paying for us. I might be able to also chip in something. Let's put it peg it at a place where, you know, it would help. It will help more. Not like okay, now your payout is 10,000 cedis, but then I just got into trouble for 20,000 cedis. But just because I paid only 100 cedis a year. So we're opening it up. They were like, and this is a debate, and I'm very happy that there was a round table to discuss this before going into what it is.
Good.
How much are we? What do we think? What do we need right now? How much do you think a payout would be that would be good for all of us?
Okay.
And based off of that, go back to the table,
Right.
draw another one, bring it. Let's look at those premiums, and still it's an amount where, it's an amount where I can walk up to almost anyone. It's an amount where I can walk up to almost anyone and say, Joe, I beg.
Yes.
Do this.
So the people actually take the worry of, because I think one of the things that is ailing and killing our people is the thought of this. There's a shame, there's a stigma.
Yeah.
There's a stigma around Charlie.
After all you've been able to do.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That stigma alone is one thing. What people will say outside is another thing. So I say, I'm taking a stigma off of you. You don't have to do that work. Don't worry. If I'm coming to bed, people go, I'm coming to bed for the, whatever I do. Do not worry about that part of it. All I want you to do is that take care of yourself. Eat well, exercise, do all the things that you need to do that you don't have to access this quickly. But in case anything happens, rest assured that you can walk into a pharmacy, you can walk into a hospital and say, there's a smart card. Can you take care of me? But you don't even know, because the thing is, it's paid for you.
Right. Okay. That's good.
Okay.
Kwame.
Okay.
Now going to insurance.
Yes.
The premiums that insurance companies ask for, and I have been in situations where I have had people attacking insurance companies because they paid premiums for say 3-4 years. They've never had any issue to claim, and then all of a sudden they fall into situations where they cannot continue paying the premiums. So they go to the insurance companies and they say, me, I've been paying premium for all these years. I haven't claimed before. Now I am in a situation where I can't afford to keep paying. So I want my money back.
It's not a savings.
Isaac, it is not me.
No, I'm bringing this up.
No, but that's how they
I
have
have
different
been
products.
present at insurance companies where some of these claims have been made because the people do not understand insurance and why premiums are paid.
Yeah.
Some people think, and particularly when you have people in this industry whose incomes are not constant, and so because they are supposed to be paying premiums, they find a way of paying the premiums and they don't make any claims, and then at a stage they are not getting any more gigs or any more monies coming from what they're supposed to be doing, and so come up to you and say, hey, I want to quit, but I need what I have paid as premiums. Do you get such things happening?
Yes, these things happen all the time.
Okay.
And the truth of the matter is that just like any contractor agreement, there are terms and conditions. There are policies that you can do what you call partial withdrawal.
Okay.
Yes, so you've done the whole policy covers a 10-year period.
Right.
But we are saying that, okay, after 2 years, you can come for X percentage of what you've
Of what you
contributed.
call- Okay,
Now, when there are potholes in your contribution, it becomes difficult.
right,
We are consistent.
right.
Yes, you're not consistent.
Right.
It becomes difficult because you need to
Right.
fill those potholes before you can even make a claim. Now
Okay.
you've not made a claim, but you think, okay, Charlie, I need money now. Can you give me something? But there are potholes in your premium payment, and it's going to be difficult. Now, one of the key problems we face is that people don't read the documents we give them.
Because
They
most
don't do it. No. It's a trick from your people.
yes, thank you very much.
They don't read.
You know, Kwame, let me
Yeah.
bring,
Terms
let
and
me bring
conditions.
a personal
Okay.
situation
Okay. Let's go there.
up here. I was approached many years ago by an insurance agent, and I'm not going to mention the insurance company.
Yeah.
or
Please don't.
Whatever, yes. And I was asked to undertake a life, what's it called?
Insurance.
Life insurance policy. Or this one was to do with death.
So it's like
Okay.
insurance.
Yeah. So that in the event of death, your spouse gets a certain amount of money, or you, when your spouse dies, you get a certain amount of money, or your children, you know, everybody was supposed to be. Halfway through the process, I got a letter from the insurance company saying that my children were now of age, and so had to be taken out of the policy.
Beneficiaries.
As beneficiaries, yes, out of the policy. So the children were taken out of the policy, and I was left with my wife on the policy. And we were paying our premiums. After a certain period of time, I got another notification from the insurance company saying that we have gotten to a certain age whereby they think that we cannot continue with the policy.
Wow.
So they had calculated how much we had accrued, and so in the event of death of any of us, this is how much you would get. Now my argument was, but me, I'm still alive.
Ogboko.
Yes.
Ogboko, thank you. And I can continue. I haven't told you I cannot.
I'm tired.
I haven't told you I'm tired. I can continue paying my premium. They said no. This is the policy. Okay. So eventually I had to just give up. Now my problem is I have given up for over 10 years of that policy. And when I go back to check with them, the amount of monies I will get upon the event of the death of my spouse or on my death is being the same for the 10 years. No increment. You have not put my saving, you have not given them to me because I'm no more paying premiums. You have also kept the value at the same for over 10 years. Is that fair?
Okay.
Not fair.
Isaac, Amoyal, please explain.
From what he's saying, it's not fair. But I can't speak specifically to the issue because I need to see the kind of policy that he's talking about and even read the document.
The document.
Yeah. But something came to mind when Fifi was speaking.
Yeah.
Now, when we are designing the products, there's something we call inflation protector.
Okay.
So you're saying somebody is okay, 40,000 cedis, and you're because the person is paying perhaps 100 cedis now as premium. Now, in the next year, the person can decide to pay 120 cedis. And that increment, that 20 cedis increment, is going to give a significant increment in the payout.
Okay.
So we call that inflation protector.
Okay.
You are more like protecting the funds against some level of inflation.
The premiums were going up every year due to inflation. So there was an increment in premiums every year to cater for what you are talking about. So
but was there increments in the
benefits,
payouts, the benefits?
The benefits as well.
That's what he's saying.
Well,
that's what he's saying.
that's
That
what
it
I'm saying,
remained the
that
same.
they never told you what the benefits were going to be till they curtailed the premium payment. Then they said that due to what you have paid over these years, this is how much you have accrued. Okay, now if I have accrued that much and you are not going to give it back to me, you are keeping it, but you are not also...
It's not growing.
Yes, thank you. You are not also bringing up inflationary keeping of my money, but I've left it at the same value since you stopped my premiums. I think that, and I'm bringing this up because these are some of the reasons why people are not interested
in those.
insurance.
Yeah.
Because they go and find out that after paying all the premiums for so many years, the insurance company comes up with some small print somewhere and scappers them. I think it's not fair. Me, in this case, I have tried the National Insurance Commission. I have spoken to them about it, and they tell me that unfortunately the policy was such that it was for death. So if you are not dead, you can't get the money.
Wow.
If none of you is dead, you cannot get the money. And so the insurance company keeps the money till one of you dies.
Then
and
they give you the
pays
money.
out a premium to those people.
So,
Wow.
Kwame, that brings us back to what I was saying about reading of the document.
Yeah.
So in the document, they're going to state specifically when you can claim.
Yeah, document. Then document.
In Uncle Ken's case, it wasn't stated.
It wasn't.
But Uncle Ken, was it a death policy? A policy
Yes.
for death?
He did a
Yes.
death policy.
So I mean, there's just one basic fact that until a death occurs
Yeah.
to
Yeah.
cash in,
Yeah.
but you stopped
get
that
it.
policy.
I didn't.
No, they stopped it because of his age.
Okay,
Yeah.
so
They
okay,
said
I
that
think-
I had crossed a
certain
certain
age.
age.
Yes.
Yeah.
Why were they hoping you would die
And you
earlier?
know-
So you kept contributing. They're like, this guy could live up to 100.
Chief,
okay.
you know the interesting thing
Yes.
about it. When they stopped me from paying, I queried and asked. I said, but I am physically fit. I can still contribute and pay my premiums. Why are you stopping me? They said that the policy is up to a certain age. And once you attain that age, you know what they told me? They said, the insurance company, they will be paying your premiums for you.
Okay. I think it's also
And if you are paying my premiums for me, like you are saying, why should the lump sum that I am
Be
doing
the same.
remain the same?
Yeah.
I also think we should be asking more questions when we get into some of these policies. Don't you think so?
That is true.
Yeah.
Actually, because
Ask more questions.
a lot of the time, from my experience, when you are signing up people on such policies, their interest is one: how much am I paying per month? How much are you giving me? They are not even ready to listen to the fine print.
Yeah. Yeah.
So, okay, if you do this, you can do this. If you do this, you can do this. Or say contributions for this year, you can take out this percentage of your contribution. So I think sometimes we need to be patient and listen to the real devil in the details. The devil in
Okay.
the details.
Okay.
It's very, very important.
Okay.
And the,
Sorry, not to cut you. Something that just came to mind. Sometimes your salespeople, they follow their targets and then they try to convince people to come on whether they understand or not. Oh, my so.
guilty as charged.
You do that.
So that they do. I mean,
they
they'll
do
tell
that.
you, oh, please sign on for me, because I mean the person's salary is dependent on how many accounts the person is able to sign on. You know, so please.
So sometimes it's the fault of the people that come to you to ask you to sign on.
Let me be quick.
They
to
don't
say
explain
that.
the things to you well.
Let me be quick to say that the regulator NIC is very serious on what we term mis-selling, not giving the true picture of
Okay.
what the product covers. And if you are caught in any scheme of such, you are banned from the industry for life. And we've seen letters from the NIC saying Mr. ABCD is no more, is not expected to be hired by any company because of mis-selling. Because the aim of the NIC, the regulator, is to give a very clean image of the industry to the populace, so that no one can stand somewhere and say, "Oh, insurance for me say and on me say." So more like polishing the image of the insurance industry
Yeah.
in the eyes of the
Okay. Let's get. I wanted to come into the space, the showbiz space, more before we come. We take other questions. So, what advice would you give to creatives with regards to getting into group insurance policies like Fifi Coleman's or Musicus?
the key benefits for
Fifi Coleman's an insurance or a welfare?
It's a welfare
It's a
scheme.
welfare,
Sorry.
Yes.
the key
Before the
benefits
regulators
for
Fifi Coleman's is private actors welfare scheme.
Okay.
I also believe that the funds you
Now goes.
to the
Yes.
insurance
Yes.
companies. Yes. Okay.
Yeah.
So the key benefit for such group products is the what do you call it, the negotiation power
Yeah.
on the premium. So because it's a big pool, you're able to get some very good rates on the premium payment, and it's not done at the individual level, it's a group level. And I mean, if you have like 100, 200, 300 members, no insurance company wants to lose a group of 200 members.
Okay.
So you have solid negotiation powers, and we're able to massage the benefits to, I mean, how you want it, your taste. So someone can say, okay, remove health, put childbirth, remove childbirth, put death in here. We're able to do that, I mean, kind of chess play in the benefits for
Okay.
the people. So it's a package that you can always go back to. Okay, you know what, after 1 year, we've assessed the needs of our people, and we think what we stated last year is not really meeting their needs. Let's go it this way. This is what we want. Sometimes it may come with an increment in premium or even a decrease in the premium based on what you want. So it's always great to have the group package thing.
Yeah.
Very, very minimal. I mean,
Yeah.
you pay less as compared to me walking to the insurance company to say, okay, I want this particular product for myself.
Okay, Joy 99.7 FM, we're having a conversation on welfare policies for our creatives. Very, very important. And luckily for us, we have some of our creatives putting together schemes in this regard, and Fifi Kuhlman is one of them. Musica is doing same. We have Artwork, which is led by George Quay, also doing a similar thing for their members. Yes, so these are some of the things some of our creatives are doing for their members in the various associations. Let me come to you, Abena Ruthi, again. So Abena, imagine somebody who is a member of Musica, pays dues, normal welfare dues, get into a situation like Uncle Mauli Semevos. How are you going to support that person?
Right. So, in the first place, for elderly ones, they don't even pay. Musica pays for them.
Oh, really?
Oh, yes. So, members of AMWEF, they are not the ones who pay the premium. Musica pays. So, that's even done.
So, Musica pays the insurance for
the
them?
premium, yes.
The
Yes.
SIC
so we sign
policy
them
for
on.
them?
Yes,
That-
correct.
That's
We
interesting.
sign
Wow.
them on automatically. I
Well,
mean,
it's a
once
great
you've clocked 60 and above, you automatically won't pay for your insurance. Musica will do that for you. So we are doing that. And then to talk about what we do to support them, that's why I mentioned AMWEF. So it's Aged Musicians Welfare Fund.
Is it still active? That's fun.
Oh, yes, it is. It is.
Wow.
It is something that our past president Obo initiated, and we are trying to, boost it. It's the grand ball that we used usually to, capitalize.
Yeah.
We haven't had it. I mean, you all know.
So how are
COVID
you,
came
how
and
are
all
you
that and all that,
funding
but
it now?
So now we do shows. For instance, last year when we had Ghana Music Month in March,
Okay.
we had a highlight concert at
I
Class
remember.
233.
Yeah.
Yes. So there we raised funds, and then we used that, for the coffers.
Okay.
Yes. And this year we're going to do the same thing. March is coming. We'll have another highlight concert to do that. And then we reach out to people, to help. I mean, just like my brother Fifi is doing. We reach out to people. We say, hey, this is what is happening, especially, those in the diaspora. Come, help. Let's do this. It's not too much of their fault that they didn't get so much education and insurance and savings that things happen to them in their old age at this time. And even if a disaster happens and it's not your fault, what do you say? So if we are privileged to have enough at this time, we would want to urge people to come on board to help fund this AMWEF thing to
Beautiful.
support our people. So we do as much as possible. It's funding we need. So wherever we're able to get funds, we try to move there to get it. And
Okay.
No, finish.
No. Yeah.
and I mean, we fall on our political people as well. Any opportunity we have.
That is one point.
Yeah, any opportunity we have to visit, the presidency, we talk about this because we see that as an issue. Our people need help. We've talked about the fact that we do hand to mouth. It is true. So Musica now is hammering education on savings, doing things for yourself. I mean, my brother talked about people. In fact, you raised that issue. People doing just the creatives and nothing else. But Musica, we're trying to educate our people that you can do a whole range of things. You're into music, and you think that just standing there and performing is what you can do. No, you can go back. I mean, backward integration. Try to learn some one or two rudiments to add to what you're doing. Some people end up in the studio creating their own music. Some also, get onto the marketing field, trying to publish and all that. So it's something that we're trying to help our people, broaden their horizon. You can't just be stuck in one thing and think that you will make it. No, you need multiple streams of income. So
Before Chief
whatever.
comes in, for somebody who is just on the welfare policy, who is not on the insurance policy, that person gets into a situation, let's say burns and all that, and then the person's welfare contribution can cater for him or her, what do you do?
I mean, that's why we're a family. That's why we're a family. You know, we can't just look at you to deteriorate, to suffer, you know. So we would encourage that if there's something good happening, you sign on. It's important. However, we can't just look at you to suffer. I mean, it's not our thing, especially music. Nowadays, what we do is, I mean, there was news about, Kwade recently. He's not even a member now, but our president was on us, hey, get me to him, make sure that, so that's the kind of thing we're doing. We're family. We wish that people, I mean, Musica is a welfare group.
Yeah.
Basically, so if you are into music, if you are a music practitioner, and something of the sort is happening to you, we should be able to stick out. So we wish that more people will contribute.
Yes.
We wish and we hope that the education will go down well for people to do. But and yes, sir. No.
So
And
I understand where you're coming from. You're not obliged to do
No,
that
we're
if the
not
person is not
obliged.
contributing in any way.
We are not obliged.
welfare fund.
However,
On humanitarian grounds,
On
you
humanitarian-
may decide.
exactly.
Okay, so you brought Kwade up. I didn't want to go there, but you have gone there.
No, so I'm just saying that it's a conversation we have had.
Oh yes, I know.
That we are
know.
trying to look out for him.
Yeah.
As much as we
I
can.
think even in 2018 or 19, Musica made some donation to Kwade in Kumasi. And I did a story on that. I remember. I think in
He
20.
didn't contribute to anything musical.
You say?
He still didn't
so-
contribute to anything musical.
I mean, his case is different, isn't it? His case is different.
How different?
It's not an insurance issue.
Yeah, this one is not insurance.
Yeah.
No,
issue.
no.
They did it because maybe he's a musician, because you are telling us he is no longer a member of Musica. He is or he is not.
Okay, so
Has he ever been?
as far as no, so just hold on. You know the narrative out there. So long as you sing, so long as you are into everybody thinks that
You are a musical
you are
member.
part of us. But we have members in good standing.
Okay.
So as it stands, no, he's not a member in good standing.
Okay.
Uh-huh.
A member in good standing is one that pays his
Dues,
dues,
exactly,
and contributes
exactly.
in various
Don't
Exactly.
ways.
use for you to come and enjoy.
Oh, you're supposed to pay. So it brings the conversation of we being responsible for ourselves. And behind the scenes, Mr. Insurance, we're having a nice conversation. I think we in the creatives, we have that, sense of entitlement. Yeah, me with mommy, when you with mommy. I mean, I have done this, you're happy, so you come and do this for me. But hey, you need to take charge of yourself, like your destiny. You need to take charge. Just make sure that as much as you will depend on people, you should be able to do stuff for yourself. And that's why we're bringing in some of these things. Just contribute. Just try and put something down for the rainy day. You will not be active all the days of your life. There will be some time that you can't, get on the stage and then do your yo-yo things like you've been doing,
Yeah. Okay, Joe 99.7 FM, we're having a discussion on creating or establishing welfare policies for the creative industry and the people in the industry. And we are emphasizing that creatives themselves should try to sign up to these policies. Apart from that, we have unions and associations like Musica, we have Actors Guild. And as for Actors Guild, I'm not sure they have any welfare or
Have
insurance.
they been out since this happened?
You know they have issues. The last time Ken Fiati was
I'm
here,
asking, have they been out to tell us what they've done for their member? Because I'm sure.
I think the last time they came here, I asked a question like
I'm
that.
talking about.
Yeah.
his
Actors Guild,
Maoli.
Mauli
Mauli's
Semevo,
issue.
yeah.
Has Musica made any?
No, not me, Musica.
not part of
Mauli
Musica.
is an
Sorry,
actor.
Actors Guild.
Yeah.
Come out to say anything about his
Yeah.
issue.
No. Actors Guild itself has issues. So I wonder if I've not seen any any statement from them, but I've heard from individual actors.
Right.
Heard from
Abeku
Nam Atachi. I've heard from Ken Fiati, but I've not heard
I've
from.
heard from Abeku Sego.
Okay. So that's it, and it tells us how people in the industry suffer when the unions are divided. They are not. Unions are not united.
Yeah.
Okay. So imagine if Actors Guild was a formidable force like maybe Musica. They would have done something.
But I mean, there's a
Yes,
lot of
we
efforts
are.
happening underground.
I think Musica is doing better.
Yeah.
Because with
Yeah.
all the
So you use
SIC
the
partnership.
word formidable.
Okay.
We're formidable. Highly.
Yes, Steve.
Yes, but I also let's avert our minds to the fact that
Okay.
first of all, majority of the Ghanaian population and economy is informal, so most people are unbanked and
That's
most
it.
people don't have insurance.
Yeah.
Actually, it's just a few in the formal sectors who, even because of corporate governance policies, they find themselves having insurance as well as pensions, which is another dimension we should even talk about. So, I mean, the creative space largely for a long time has been part of this informal space where people just, are just trying to live by from hand to mouth. So it's not necessarily peculiar to the creative space, as in, it's peculiar to a vast majority
Sure.
of the population. But
Of
there are
the
people-
informal
because
sector.
of the
Exactly,
informal sector.
yeah.
Which is, I think
Yeah.
I'm not mistaken, about
Yeah.
60%
Yeah.
of our economy,
Okay.
right? So there's
Okay.
still a huge opportunity for banking, for insurance, in the money markets to grow in the country that we find ourselves. I made my first point on individual responsibility, but I want to also just hammer a bit on collective responsibility. The exciting thing is that the creative space is undergoing a transformation. People are making more money today from creativity than they have ever made. So much so that others are even buying Rolls Royces and things.
Oh yeah.
I mean, okay.
No, back then they are. They are
And the space
buying.
is expanding. I mean, look at photography. Back then, compare photography
Chief.
back then and photography today.
Chief.
So I'm just saying that,
Uncle
yes,
Ken,
Uncle Ken.
Please let you
Before I
finish.
land. Oh, no, you can come in case you want to interject.
Are you insinuating
Yes.
that the purchase of Rolls Royces are from creative activities?
Well, so far as we know, but anyway, that
No,
was
you
just-
made a definite
But
statement.
don't you believe so?
I only want to know whether it is.
Also the Benner boys, the Whiskers. I mean, look at the array of vehicles. They are buying it. I mean, we know the money they are making in the creative industry.
Yo.
I don't know if you are referring to our local. Anyway, the point I'm making is that the industry is now becoming more and more liquid, and there's an upside to it. The opportunity is growing, right? So the point I'm establishing is that people had to sacrifice for us to reach this space. Without the early effort of the first musicians, in the 60s, 70s, going, the early effort of the actors, we in the creative space wouldn't be where we are now, because we now have the benefit of hindsight, as my brother said.
Tiffy.
And a lot of us are also into other things, right? If you meet my good friend, Glow Productions, Latif, he has his hands in many pots, right? So the theater is just one aspect,
Right.
Shotman, Devil George Quay,
Hey. How did you call him?
Oh, Shotman, Devil in an affection. He has his hands in many pots, Fifi looking, glowing like this is not out of the art alone, So what I'm trying to say that, at least, so those of us who have benefited from the path that has been opened by our predecessors may have to take upon ourselves an important social responsibility.
Yeah.
So I always say that sometimes, instead of competing in who is buying the latest cars and things, sometimes we have to compete in social responsibility.
Yeah.
And I'm not even speaking about just creative, but generally our society, right? One of the things that we need for our society to thrive is a kind of philanthropy that is geared towards, building the society and an art.
Yeah.
In every aspect part of the world, the reason why their societies have progressed and even their arts have progressed is that they've had great patrons of the arts. So when the person makes his money, it's okay, what can I use my money for? So someone like a Carnegie build a Carnegie Hall, which has become one of the biggest musical
Carnegie
infrastructure
Hall,
institutions in New York, and
New York.
endowed it for many years
To
with
play
a lot
there.
of money. When the rich people actually made money in the States, the captains of industry, they were competing among themselves about who is building the next theater, who is endowing this university. And even though for them it was a sense of vanity, but it progressed the society in very important
good way,
ways.
yeah.
Here we're only competing who is building the biggest house and who is buying the next Rolls Royce. So, they will have the bloggers follow them with their cars and things. It's all well and good, but we have saturated that part. how about we rather divert part of our wealth? And I'm not saying preaching to anybody to divert their wealth, but how about we compete in other areas in the society that actually would build our civilization as a people? So for me, I've always taken upon ourselves that this generation, we must be those that touch bearers, and I'm really very proud of the effort that my brother has done, and I should feel challenged enough to also do something to start a Mansard welfare, right? Once we start competing on the things that actually matter, that will actually influence society, that's how we're going to grow. Some of us are definitely going to make the money. It's undoubted. I mean, any generation, champions would rise. When those champions rise, how do they affect positively the society? Because I know that there are musicians who can probably pay the entire royalty musical receipts every month.
Exactly.
They can say 1 year, I just want to give you. How much is your right? Oh, I know where they say when we come both show
the system should work.
No,
the system should work.
Part of the system is working. It's actually people, sponsoring society to rise, and that's the example we've seen across the world. And so we must replicate it here. So my message to our young people, those of us in this space now who have benefited from the effort of our predecessors, is that what can we do going forward to change the narrative? What personal responsibility can we also take upon ourselves, especially those of us who become successful? So beyond individual responsibility, we also have to push social responsibility towards some of these important welfare, so that in every society, some will definitely succeed, some will work as hard as possible, but they will never be able to go beyond a certain level. So how do those who succeed, how do we look back to help at least those who are still behind to come a bit forward? So for me, it's personal responsibility, but also social responsibility is important. That's why we must all contribute to support this brilliant initiative by FIFA. I've already promised my $200 for my next trip there. Yes. Oh, now what to say? I am contributed a friend. I know they are sorting out.
FIFA's initiative.
Have you?
Yes.
Yeah. Have you received any support like that from people yet?
For sometimes I carry dollars in my purse.
Fellow actors who wouldn't want to be named, and fellow actors who just walk up to you, Jale Kofi, look, this thing you are doing, God bless you. Here, take it. I don't know where it's going. So those are, but there's something I want us to talk about. Let me tell you, if there were no laws to arrest drivers for not having insurance, many wouldn't have insurance.
Yeah.
Do we agree to that?
Yeah.
Many wouldn't have it because there's no law whatever it is, right? Nobody wants to. Yes.
Sure.
Now we are in this situation because education. We talked about it earlier on. My colleagues, in other words, creative worlds, whether developing or developed, have instituted policies which allows you, the actor, not even know how much of your money went into your insurance before your payout. So before your contract is given to you and you are signed, you've signed a contract. In that contract has this X amount of money is going to that account. They've developed so much that if you're a child, an actor, you're a student, actor, whatever it is, you never get your money till you're after 18 years old. And as a custodian, the custodian of that money is the government for you, because there's foresight and they do know what could happen in the future for these people, right? I am just saying that we have gotten to a place where, as a nation, we keep talking about these things, right? Oh, there's going to be a fund. Oh, we want to contribute to whatever. Let me, for lack of a, legalize it. Every contractor that hires the services of a creative, let there be a percentage situated. It doesn't matter. You, the creative yourself, don't have a right to say no. Family, with the family in mommy. Because that is where we are. They are not paying us enough. So I'm not willing to give you 1,000 out of the 3,000 cedis for you to go use for my insurance. You understand? And it's understandable. It's hand to mouth. So Charlie, no. I make budget already. Me and you agree for 5K. Don't come and tell me you're taking 500 to go and do anything for me. But it's because we're looking at the now. We're looking at the now. No one is looking above the now.
Wow.
You see? But if for some reason we legalize it, the contractor, the producer, whoever hires your services is the one who's obliged to even make that payment on your behalf, even before you get on that set, to cover you. Let us look into that. Also, I know the NDC manifesto has something about.
I was about to go there. You go there.
My party. Okay. Say, I know.
It's your party.
Yes, it is.
Then this is your party.
Yes. It sounds like it's your.
So you mean you are an NDC member?
Yes.
I never knew this.
Oh,
you didn't.
Well, now you know.
Like
well,
that.
Wow, Enjoy FM.
Okay. Wow.
Please don't make an article of this.
So you are like Bulldog?
Yes. Very.
Oh, wow.
So there is a fund, right, that His Excellency talked about, and the fund was supposed to be something that they institute to pay little payouts for aging actors every month, right? I'm just reminding my people that it is good for them to do it. That promise has sat down very well with a lot of aging actors, and they listened and they heard. It's not their fault that we are where they are right now. But if there's any way that Provident Fund can be curated in such a way that little payouts will go to these people at the end of every month, it will go a long way to help them a lot.
Yeah.
So they should also look at that.
Okay.
We also have to look at some of the lucrative areas, like the communication service tax. When we look at the media landscape today, one of the important things that sustains the media is creative output.
Exactly.
It's the music, it's the graphics, it's the acting. So we may also have to target some of these places where the money is actually big and see if we can lobby for a small percentage into a welfare for some of these people. And Joy FM. So if Joy FM is paying some tax, a part of it small, a percentage of it small can come into some of these. Maybe we should sit down with Jata since you are part of it. If we can look for some of these areas.
I know, right?
On the issue of people supporting the arts, I hear Fifi bought chairs for the drama studio of the School of Performing Arts.
Yes.
You did?
Yes. Why we even talking?
All right, 99.7 FM, and you speak.
I only chipped in something.
Yes, you speak.
No, so I also wanted to commend.
Abina, you speak. Okay. So we've been talking about welfare policies for creatives here on Showbiz A-Z. If you have any question, we have Isaac Amoya here, who is an insurance consultant. You can send in 055 1111997. We're taking a break. We'll be right back.
Odoye with tea bread. You see, Valentine's Day is in this season. I want something especially different. What? Well, Roverman Productions, in partnership with Joy FM and National Theatre, is giving a special package in the Roverman Valentine's Fiesta. They are showing 2 amazing plays over 2 days: Bananas and Granites on the 14th and Naked in Bed on the 15th. The times 5 p.m. and 8 p.m. for Friday the 14th. And 4 p.m. and 8 p.m. for Saturday the 15th. Oh, it's only 300 cedis for a ticket per show. Yes, at the National Theatre in Accra. Tickets? Oh, just use the Rover app or dial *365*535#. Simple cry. Hey, babe, so will you get the ticket?
Oh, yeah, sure.
Oh, thank you. You're such a darling. I love you. Mwah, mwah, mwah. The Roverman Valentine Fiesta is sponsored by Corba, Tilly's Tea, and OCM Cereal. Roverman Productions. Be the difference.
There's going to come a time that the church will rise as the highest of all the mountains, and saviors will be raised in the church to deal with the world system. And let it be now. We need to have a national focus. We don't have to lose this ambition, or else we work against the Great Commission.
They are equipped in righteousness, the agenda to possess the nations. Welcome to an equipping center of the word and prayer on Pentecost Hour.
Pentecost Hour comes to you on Joy 99.7 FM every Sunday at 1:30 p.m. Hits FM on Mondays at 5:30 a.m. and Joy Prime TV on Saturdays at 7 a.m.
The other day, I visited Kweku at his spunky new office to congratulate him on opening his business. And man, was I impressed. The business is just moving quick. The sales, customers, everything is just working seamlessly. The secret? He said,
it's MTN Business Broadband. In this fast-paced environment, we need fast and reliable internet to support all business types. No laggy online meetings, great download and upload speeds, impeccable business management systems, all inclusive. I mean, you can have it all.
Sharp! I signed on immediately.
To enable your business stay ahead and stay connected, make sure you're signed on to the best internet made just for businesses. MTN Business Broadband. Sign up today on broadband.mtn.com.gh and manage your account on my MTN app. Call 0244-308-111 for more information. We are good together everywhere you go.
Want more money, more moolah, more kudi, more sika, or more l'argent?
Yes.
Then win more moolah with 30 Ghana Cedis free credit when you play Game Park's Pick 1 and Pick 4 games for the first time.
How?
Just dial *946#, get your first bet and win on us with a 30 Ghana Cedi welcome bonus.
Oh yes, it's all about the moolah.
Win more moolah with Game Park today. Go to GameParkGames.com for more information. Game Park is licensed by the NLA. Play responsibly. Not suitable for persons under 18 years.
Wear a condom for sex and protect yourself from HIV. HIV has no cure. No condom, no sex. This message is brought to you by the Ghana AIDS Commission.
Health is the greatest wealth, and nurturing it starts with knowledge. Joy 99.7 FM presents the 4th edition of the Health and Wellness Series on Monday, 24th February at 7 p.m. This time, we shine a spotlight on building healthy relationships, a focus on men's and women's reproductive health. Healthy relationships are the cornerstone of our emotional, mental, and physical well-being, and reproductive health plays a vital role in sustaining them. That's why we've invited 2 renowned experts to guide us. Dr. Promise Safoga, Senior Lecturer and Consultant Obstetrician and Gynecologist, and Professor Matthew Yamwache, Senior Lecturer and Consultant Urologist. This enlightening session will be hosted by me, Lexus Bale, and will be live on Joy FM, Joy Prime, and all our social media platforms. Whether you are listening at home, watching on TV, or following online, you wouldn't want to miss this. Stay informed, stay healthy, and join the conversation. Health and wellness begin with you. See you on the 24th of February at 7 p.m.
Joy 99.7 FM still here on Showbiz A-Z. Yeah, and this is where we give you all the juice when it comes to show business right here. Now, are you ready to get way more chances to win with Betway? Every single day, you have the key to unlock 5 free spins on Mega Money Wheel, where you stand a chance to win a massive 1 million Ghana Cedis jackpot. So, what are you waiting for? Log in to betway.com.ga today and take your spin. All thanks to Betway. Terms and conditions apply. And tomorrow is a Sunday, so we'll be having Pentecost Hour with the chairman, Apostle Eric Nyamiche. Yes, tomorrow 1:30 p.m. on Joy 99.7 FM. Now, still coming in here to continue with the conversation. Let me start with you, Chief Woman. Yeah. So before we wrap up and we leave, what are you leaving our listeners with, Chief?
2 things. For me, first of all, the highlight of today is Uncle Ken signing on to an insurance policy, a death policy, and he stayed alive to an extent that the company had to cancel.
I knew you were going to be living.
I'm like, this guy is so. We wish you many more decades, right?
Oh yes,
yeah,
I've said it.
Yeah, Uncle Ken will live very long.
I have said it. They lie bad.
The insurance died and Uncle Ken was alive.
I think the most importantly, there's a lot of work for us to do in this space to cater for the welfare. But I also think that there's a whole generation of creatives, especially actors and musicians, who are passing away, who have a peculiar situation that we must address, even as we are looking to now address those of us in our generation, so that we don't, fall into similar plight. I think that there are just a handful of those actors. There are not too many, actors and musicians of a particular generation. And I think that if there's even an endowment fund, even $1 million to $2 million can do a lot. And in a country where now $1 million has become like 1 million Ghana Cedis, we mention it by heart anyhow. Sometimes when I hear the monies we mention in this country, do we even appreciate the value?
It's the politicians, so it's the politicians.
So I think that probably maybe we should also maybe we should also divert our advocacy to see, especially with this scheme that you have put together, to see if there's a particular benchmark that you want to raise, that you see, okay, if I raise the X amount of money, at least for this generation of actors and actors, maybe about 100 or 200, we can really take good care of them. Even if it's $1 million, if it's $2 million, we should be able to advocate, because these people for a long time brought a lot of joy, to our country, when the media was even a bit more singular. Now we have a lot of plural. Everyone used to watch GTV, listen to GBC. We're all tuned in. So in one way or the other, we've all been shaped and affected by these people. And I think that as a country, we should take it upon ourselves as a responsibility to put together an endowment fund for at least a particular generation who are, dying off, if I may say so sadly, while we now put in place more institutionalized welfare, insurance, or pension mechanism for the current generation of artists in the system. Yep. So thank you very much.
Okay, Chief Umumin, thank you. Thank you very much, Chief Umumin. Let me come to you, Uncle Ken. Yes.
Yes, Kwame. It's been a very interesting discussion.
Very
insightful.
Very insightful.
I'm so happy that you put together Fifi, the insurance, Musica, and so we can look at the various issues, emanating from their perspectives. I think it's been very interesting. But you see, people have also said that people in the creative sector feel entitled. Rudy made a reference to it. You want government support. You also want public support when something goes wrong. Okay, so you alone, you want to eat from every pot. What happens to yourselves? What do you do yourselves so that you don't go eating from other people's pots as creatives? I came across certain arguments against government support for creatives, and I quickly want to share with you guys to see if you would agree. One was market distortion. Some argue that government funding can distort the art market, leading to dependency on public funds rather than encouraging self-sufficiency. Two, subjectivity of art. Determining which artists or projects receive funding can be subjective, potentially leading to favoritism or bias in the selection process. Three, taxpayer burden. Funding the arts may be seen as an inappropriate use of taxpayer money, especially if citizens feel that their priorities lie elsewhere. Alternative funding sources. With the rise of crowdfunding and private sponsorship, some believe that artists should seek support from non-governmental sources rather than relying on public funds.
Okay.
Now, when I came across this, I agreed with it. To be honest with you, I agreed with it because I said to myself, creatives are always asking for funding. And the most important thing, how is the funding going to be impartial? And if creatives get the funding, will they always expect more other than try and do things for themselves?
That's a
I
good
leave us with this because I think we need to look at ourselves and ask ourselves whether our industry is supposed to thrive on government funding or thrive by ourselves.
I think this is a big question, but while we help ourselves, we're also welcoming help from other people.
Yeah.
I'm not
Everybody
sure.
needs
Yeah,
help.
I'm not sure.
Everybody needs help.
I'm not sure Coleman or Abina Ruthie have said or has said.
Fifi's
that,
initiative.
No, yeah.
Has he asked for government funding?
He's not done that.
Not yet.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
So when it comes to government funding, none of them
Fifi
is
has
asking
not
the
asked
government.
for government funding.
Yeah.
He said,
But
let's do it ourselves.
Exactly. But if government comes and says, "Oh, okay, we know
he will
you have a fund.
He will
We
accept
want to
it.
donate into the
He
fund,"
would
he
accept
would gladly
it.
accept it.
He would accept it.
Yeah.
He would accept it, but he will not demand it.
Exactly. Thank you very much. Yeah. So. Yeah.
See, one of the things that, and I keep on saying this, if I was ordinary, and using ordinary very loosely, and I got into trouble and I went to my MP for help and then they went for help, no one will hear about it. It wouldn't be a thing.
Right.
The only reason why it's becoming a thing is because
they're popular.
Yes. See, that is why. So it's not. So I want just to establish that everyone calls for help from government and then from. So the entitlement thing is not like, I don't know. Fall into the entitlement thing. I get it, but the idea is that Obia Kojibi, you understand me, wherever they can go. It's just because I am an actor and my face is out there. When I request for it, and I become, you're entitled. But the same the Dokurana, who's been helping with the party and everything, also can go to the party office and say, Mihamwa, and the same person will go to friends and for help. Asking for help, I don't think there's a problem asking for help.
And sometimes those who are offering the help, because they know the value that these creatives have and the popularity, they want to make
Try
it
to,
more.
Yes. Exactly.
So they are helping the person.
And that is what I have. That's the thing I have against people who make donations.
Yeah. Because they can't be done in private.
People making donations and have social media team members following them.
So sometimes it's because of who has helped them.
They want
to
be
do
accountable.
That. Sometimes.
Yeah, but Ruth, sometimes you sold yourself to that person, they can't take your word for it.
Demand that
if Post goes to make a donation, I would never publish it. I would never put it on any platform. But my board knows about the donation. The accountants know that the money went there. We don't have to make a spectacle out of everything.
Right. But in instances where maybe the public donated to that cause, then maybe you need to tell them this is it.
Yes, but also some decorum around it. You know what I mean? Having all the media people wait, don't come here, wait, hand the money again. I want to see it again.
Before I get to Abena, let me ask. So, what are plans for your welfare scheme, the private access welfare scheme? Moving forward,
people should watch out for me. I'm coming to the offices.
That's all.
That is the plan. The plan is you see me, you see the team, you see people who will come up to you with policies and it's just a discussion with you. It's just presenting the cases of people that we feel they are aged. They are also not living in the best of conditions right now, and they can't. The idea is they can't. It's not like they can and they're not helping themselves. They can't, but you can help somehow. So expect the Post team will be coming to you, to do that. And it's. Look, I wanted to. Chief was saying something. I just want to quickly say that this policy is we're trying to even extend it to schools, right? The people at the School of Performing Arts right now, the people in the creative schools, wherever you are right now, start. Nafti, start right now. See, right now you don't even see it. Right now that is what you give the girl for Valentine's Day.
No, because of small insurance, making chop love small.
Chop love small. But listen, all over the chop love small, right? But the Uber in and out from short distances. I'm just trying to say that now you can.
Yes.
Now you have the energy that you can. Don't wait till you are now weak and now you're starting to pay that premium. Start contributing to it. And like I said, a policy where at a certain age you can get part of what you have paid. It makes you feel very proud of yourself. I started doing this when I was in year one, diploma one or whatever.
Agreed.
This empower. The thing is empowering all creatives, no matter the age, to understand that insure yourself.
Yeah.
Beautiful. You be last, Isaac. Let me go to Abena Ruthie. So, what are you telling musicians out there who are not yet signed on to your policy with insurance, with SIC, for example, and then your welfare?
Okay, so it's important to do so because it comes back to help you. It comes back to help your family when you are no longer, able to do something, or you are not even alive. So the onus lies on you to invest in it. And I will keep hammering this. Try and do something for yourself. It will make you proud of yourself. It will it will cause your spirit to be stronger. You can't just be there and always be on the receiving side. Yes, you gave your talent, but you were paid for what you gave out. So when it gets to the time that you can't give out that talent anymore, whatever you were paid should be able to, service whatever you're going through. Anything else that comes should be an add-on. It shouldn't be what you be depending on. So please, let's invest into the welfare. Let's invest into the insurance, and then let's make sure that all of us as musicians are getting together to make this union strong.
They should come and register.
You see, it is what helps us get that bargaining power. If we are one and we say to the government, this is what we are looking for, give it to us, they won't say no, because they know you're strong, they know you can deliver, whatever they need to them, they will be able to back you. So please, let's not be islands, in this country and look on and think that, there's so much of a disconnect between the industry and music. There's so much. The gap is so wide, it's not funny. But we always are there feeding on information, from outside, when we don't come in to get to know
most
the
people
good
don't
things
even know
going
you
on.
have an insurance policy.
No, they
Most of
don't
them
know.
don't know.
They don't know. But when you come in, you will realize that these things are happening. So please, let's all put our heads together. Let's put our hands together. Let's put our minds together and make sure that we are forming a formidable group that will help us have that collective bargaining power. So let me just quickly chip this in.
Okay.
Recently, we were at TUC to talk about collective bargaining agreements, minimum wage, and stuff like that. We've started a conversation. We believe that. Come again.
Yeah, they are.
Oh, yeah. We believe that we have to get to that level where you come into the industry and you are confident that I'm going to make something out of this industry. I'm not going to end up a pauper because I decided to do music. I decided to do the arts. No. But there's some, legislation that will back what you're doing. So we are fighting for all that. And so let's all get on board, let's all get on board. Please, if you are making it out there, don't think that when you're hunting, no. Yeah, please, let's all, get in. And music at 50 this year.
50 years?
Yes. Music at 50 is happening.
You have activities lined up already?
So many activities. So we're looking at an all-women festival.
Okay, I think it was launched last year.
It was launched last year. Yeah. And then even this March, we will have our usual Ghana Music Month. We will go around, and I mentioned that we will have a concert to raise funds for Amworth.
Good.
We're just calling on all and sundry. Let's support music
Beautiful.
because the current crop of executives are poised to making it's worth it to be a musician in Ghana.
Good one there. Abina Ruthie is second vice president of the Musicians Union of Ghana. Let me come to Isaac Amoya, our insurance consultant right here. What advice do you have for the creatives listening in terms of insurance now, before we go?
I think somewhere last year, there was a meeting between the Actors Guild and some insurance companies, which was, I think, spearheaded by Honorable Mako Krekumante.
Okay, I think it was held at Alisa.
Good. Yeah, and the information I'm receiving is that after that, not much has happened.
Okay.
And we need to be following up on such things. I mean, government should not die with good policies.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
And secondly, I think the creative artists can be put into the informal sector. Now, the informal sector are not really cut off from the insurance industry, because even SNET has products for the informal sector that you can start paying something towards your pension. And apart from that, the life policies must be taken seriously. Life policies that cover critical illness, death of yourself or those who matter to you. And let us also remember that life insurance payouts are the last love letter you write to the people you leave behind. So if you really love the people you have now, you should make provision for them so that in your absence, they'll have something to depend on. We have kids, we have people who depend on us, and all these people, we need to tell them something when we are no more. Then the annuity products. These are products that most of the time in the creative industry, the monies are more like block, not the regular, like the formal sector.
Yeah.
Now when you make the block, you can talk to an insurance company. So okay, I have this amount of money, I want to have something towards my pension, so take these 50,000 cedis.
Okay.
And more like an investment.
Wow.
When you attain the 50 or 60 years, they start paying you regularly for life. And these are products that we should be able to appreciate. And the creative art industry must be, they have to give us an open arm when we come to them, because almost everything can be insured.
Your voice.
Your voice. People insure their legs.
Yeah.
Everything can be insured. It's just about sitting down and say, okay, this is what I want, this is what I can do for you, and we are good to go. We've come too far as a country, 60-something years, to be having issues like, let's donate to this person. I mean, as Uncle Ken said, but the more should be when you've helped yourself, and we are talking
to a certain level.
Yes. So the insurance industry is open to the creative arts. I mean, we are there for you.
Good.
24/7.
Good. Would you mind putting your number out there for people to consult you?
Yes, that's fine.
Okay.
If you want to reach me, 020-7878-919.
Again?
020-7878-919.
Thank you very much, Isaac Amuyao. He is an insurance consultant, and he's been helping us today talk about insurance and welfare for our creatives. A big thank you to you. I've been with you. Do you have anybody you want to say thank you to, or anybody you want to greet before we go?
Tomorrow is Diana Hamilton's show.
Yes.
Yeah, a work experience.
Yeah.
Let's all gather there. She's a member of Women in Gospel Music. You know, I'm the president for Women in Gospel Music as well.
I know.
So, hey, let's all gather there. Let's worship. We
But now
support
with many
our
hats.
own. Our Wendy.
Yeah.
And shout out to my president, Mr. Simons.
Okay. V, anybody you want to say thank you to, or you want to greet before we leave?
I want to say, I want to say hi to His Excellency, President of the Republic of the country. Thank you for the good job you're doing so far. Let's keep up the good work. Duchess Merchant Capital, I want to say a big thank you to you for the support throughout everything that we're doing so far, for UK and worldwide visas as well. I also want to say thank you to everyone who's out there who supported POS so far. I want to also ask everyone to send their prayers out to Mauli. He's stable now, but he needs. We really need their prayers. Really need it. So anyone spiritual out there who speaks to our Father, please send some prayers down his way, and let's all keep our fingers crossed for his full recovery. Thank you.
Okay, and again, do you want to do shout out?
Oh, no. All I want to say is let's all accentuate the positive.
Great one.
Because that's what we need.
Great one.
Let's not dwell in the negatives.
Thank you very much for that.
And we would be the better for it.
All right, thank you so much for listening to Showbiz A to Z. It's been very educative right here. My name is Kwame Dadzie, and I did this together with Chief Momin, Abina Ruthie, Uncle Ken, Fifi Coleman, and Isaac Amuyao. This show is brought to you by MTN Everywhere You Go and Superstar Multi-Food Ring. A show produced by Philip Nye, supported by Anita Tay, DJ Uberti, Olivier Fandon. We're back next week. Bye-bye.
Odoye with tea bread.